Good morning, guys. Hey, it's Brad at Arborview Properties. We're a house buying company here in Atlanta, Georgia. We buy all over Atlanta, North Georgia. Hey, so we're seeing this a lot right now. I stay in tune with the market, and have you been, I'm going to say, victim to an out-of-state investor who said they were going to buy your house and made you an offer, and then they backed out of the contract a few weeks later, maybe a week later, maybe a few days later. Maybe they backed out at the closing table. That happened to us 2 weeks ago on a property that we were selling on the MLS. It was a property that we had bought, and then we were reselling. And we had an investor who was buying it, paying all cash, and he backed out the day before closing. Said he couldn't get his money together. So that was kind of disappointing that we got left holding the bag. So anyways, have you been offered by a company that buys houses, who agrees to buy your house, cash, closing, quick, fast, blah, 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 the same spiel? Everybody says the same thing, right? But did someone promise you that they were going to buy your house and then they backed out on it? Well, right now, I'm making this video at the end of September 2022. We are seeing this happen a ton. And we're getting feedback from lots of home sellers who are having this very issue, because what happened was, in the last couple years, when the Atlanta real estate market got crazy, crazy hot, a lot of out-of-state investors came into Atlanta because they wanted to make a buck in Atlanta, and they were buying virtually. So basically, they're buying over the phone or online, and they are not going out to see the houses. They're making you offers sight unseen over the phone, and they're offering to buy your house cash and sell it quickly and blah, 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 blah. And they're not performing, because what's happening right now is the market is changing very, very quickly, very rapidly. And these people are out-of-state investors. They don't really understand the Atlanta market that well. In the last 2 years, their sins have been forgiven because the market has been so hot. Their mistakes that they made and they're offering too much money or whatever have been forgiven by the hot market, and they were able to get away with this. But now that the market's changing and it's tightening, they can't get away with this. And unfortunately, that affects you as a seller of a house, where you were promised something and then they don't deliver. So my inbox right now is full of these emails. A lot of these investors are, they wholesale houses, which we wholesale houses too. We wholesale, we fix and flip, we keep as rentals, we do owner financing terms. We do the whole gamut of everything. Every house is different, every deal is different, and we look at each deal differently. But these out-of-state companies are one-trick ponies. All they do is they wholesale properties to other people. So basically, what does that mean? That means they buy it from you for, let's say, 150 grand, and then they sell it to this other company over here for 165 grand. And they make $15,000 in the middle, or maybe they make 10, or maybe they make 20. Some of them I've seen try to make like 50, and they're crazy. That's too much money. So they make a little bit of money in the middle, and they just do a lot of volume. And what happens there is that they have been getting away with doing this because a lot of times they were selling these houses to these big corporate hedge funds that were, in my opinion, overpaying for properties, paying full retail value for fixer-uppers that the other comps in the neighborhood are totally rehabbed, and these guys are paying full retail because they were just hungry for houses. Well, all those corporate hedge fund buyers, as soon as the market started shifting a few months ago in June, they have stopped buying houses. They have totally stopped buying houses, and they're not buying anymore. So they're gone. So all those high, easy, fast offers that these wholesale companies were getting to sell to these other people, that gravy train's over with. So now all they're left with is selling to the local investors here in the market, and us local investors are like, your numbers are way off. They're telling us, oh, this house will be worth, 350 grand when it's all fixed up. No, it's worth like 300 grand. I actually went to one the other day. They said it was worth 380 grand all fixed up. I ran the comparables in the neighborhood. It was worth 325, 330 at best. They were way off on their numbers, and they were like, oh, it's a $20,000 rehab. And I looked at the house, and it was in a lot worse shape than what they and then it turned out they hadn't even seen the house. They asked me to take pictures of the house for them because they hadn't even seen it. So they made the seller an offer over the phone based off of a condition that the seller told them, which was wrong. And I don't want to call sellers liars, but a lot of times, I've been doing this many, many years, a lot of people sort of sugarcoat the amount of work that a house needs. Oh, that's just cosmetics. I can tell you right now, I have not bought a house in, I bought one house since 2015 that has needed less than $10,000 in work. One house. That's it. Out of hundreds of houses, I bought one that needs less than $10,000 of work. Most houses we put in just the easy cosmetic stuff where it's just carpet and paint. We're spending between $10,000 and $15,000 on these houses. So there's no such thing as needs no work. Every house needs a little bit of work to get it ready to sell. So what does that mean? Well, it means you as a seller are getting lied to. And it means you thought your house was sold and it wasn't, and you got left high and dry. And how did that happen? Well, a lot of times it's because these other guys are offering you way more money. Maybe you're reaching out to 2, 3, 4, 5 different other investors, and they're all making you offers like right in this point. And then this other guy makes you this offer like up here, and you're like, well, that sounds way better than everybody else, so I'm going to take that offer because it's way better than everybody else. Well, the reality is that guy is an out-of-state investor. He doesn't really know the Atlanta market. He's just banking on his strategy over the last 2 years, which was throw crap against the wall and see what sticks. And some of it's going to stick and some of it's going to fall off. And he's banking on it sticking. Well, the problem is right now, as this market's changing, and it's been changing since June, is things aren't sticking anymore. And we're feeling it right now. We have houses on the market that we've fixed up and we're reselling, and they are not selling for as much money as we thought they were. And some of them are just sitting and not selling at all. They're just sitting on the market. So inventory is quickly increasing in Atlanta, which means prices are going to get, if you know anything about supply and demand, that means prices are going to start coming down. We've hit our peak. That's over with. So if you have a house you need to sell and you want a real offer on it, and we try to pride ourselves at Arborview Properties at being honest with you. And sometimes the honesty hurts, and sometimes sellers are a little bit offended by our offer. But we try to make a realistic offer, because the reason I do that is because I don't want to have to come back to you later and either back out of the contract or ask you to reduce your price. I try, if at all possible, we as a company at Arborview try not to do that, because I don't think that's right. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Would you want someone to do that to you? I don't think so. I don't want someone to do that to me. So I try to treat my sellers in the same fashion. And sometimes we don't win the offers because somebody comes out with a better offer, and that's okay. We win some, we lose some. But if you want a real offer on your house, give us a call today, 770-810-5715, or click on the link below in the description. It'll take you to our website. You can fill out the form, and as soon as you fill it out, a member of our team will call you within just probably a few minutes. So thanks again, guys. It's Brad with Arborview Properties. Have a great day.